Big news for the Toyota Aygo Cross. This one here now, first time as a hybrid, known Toyota hybrid, but it was not available for the Aygo so far. Now it is longer, quicker, 5 seconds quicker in the acceleration figure, and also first time with the GR Sport version if you like to get this trim. So all the details you need to know about the facelift, GR Sport, but also with the normal one. Thomas now Gefühl in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go. This one here, the Aygo X with the GR Sport, with this distinctive front grille, honeycomb design, high gloss black, and also a new design right here with the front hood and the lamps and so on. Yeah, and this one here, and then it's very screaming out yellow color. GR badge here, of course, and really cool contrast with the black and the body color and so on. And this front here is now 8 centimeters or 3 inches longer indeed, the front overhang. I think for the proportion of the car, that works very well. So now that the overall length has grown by 8 centimeters or 3 inches, means now a total length of 3.78 meters or 149 inches. And why have they made it so much longer? Because they want to put the hybrid components in the front there, so they needed some extra space for that. Soon we're also going to look under the hood, because under the hood, new damping measures. Overall, the noise insulation has been improved here, especially profiting, for example, Autobahn rides at higher speeds. Then here, 17 or 18-inch wheels. These are the bigger 18-inch wheels. They are also standard than the bigger ones for the GR Sport. Then here, this crossover cladding. Also interesting here, always the rear doors, 5-door version here, how they are attached, and again with this contrast. This one here with the fixed roof, and the interesting thing is here, that you can kind of like, do you see these reflections? You can also feel that it's not like an entirely straight roof. You can really feel like the humps in it. There's also a fabric roof available. We can soon show to you with the other vehicle to get some more convertible feeling. Always front-wheel drive, of course. And then the rear is characterized by this glass, line, like this whole glass hatch. So here the whole thing is glass actually. That's pretty cool. It looks also nice with the reflections in the background and so on. And now it also gets the hybrid logo together with the GR Sport badge. Would you go for one in the GR Sport? You can soon check out the other one and then tell me in the comments. And now Leah shows you the best feature here, because when it's equipped with the soft top, there we go. It's a very interesting folding mechanism right here. Look at that. And then we have the full setup here. So, and we can go back again. That looks really interesting how it folds, doesn't it? So, and then 2-step, and in the front then the shield goes down again. So the GR Sport gets a stiffer suspension and also a stiffer steering application, and you can see here these additional insulation features under the hood, for example. There's also more insulation in the underfloor of the car and also under the dashboard, and higher trims will also get thicker windows, like here, for example, the GR Sport. This one here is the 1.5 liter 3-cylinder hybrid now, 116 horsepower, acceleration now below 10 seconds, 0 to 100, and before that, the non-hybrid version, pre-facelift, actually needed 5.5 seconds more for that. So this will be a significant boost in acceleration and power, but of course, at the same time, this one will also be more efficient being a hybrid. Let's get to the interior. First of all, door closing sounds. Actually quite good, and interestingly, these door closing sounds are better than with some pricier Toyotas, for whatever reason. Then interior, you can see is the pure metal of the door, all hard pack plastic here. This in the segment to save budget, definitely. GR Sport trim, however, with the badge on the steering wheel, and this new steering wheel also has an animal-free material, so way to go. And also the GR Sport trim here on the floor mats. Beautiful floor mats indeed. So indeed, once again spiced up. Then new materials for the seats. This is the first GR Sport seat, and this is here a new kind of leatherette. You see it here and also in the other trim very soon. So all the slick surfaces here is not only a standard leatherette, but also one that has a BioShare. I will soon tell you more about that. First of all, seating position here with 189, 6 for 2. Still some headroom left here, and the steering wheel goes only up and down, not in and out, so that's missing. And also this one is just falling down, so it's not properly, like, in there that it stands up. So this is also another coast cutting that might not be that necessary, honestly. But the driving position actually is pretty interesting. So it kind of like tempts you to drive sporty, I would say, really, especially in here in the GR Sport trim. And also real buttons at the steering wheel. Yeah, the seats are especially the highlight in the GR Sport, and once again with the integrated head restraint, really feels nicely. The mix with the microfiber, so the microfiber is especially in the GR Sport. And then the leatherette here, as I said, it's a special one because it is sourced from a mix of a plant-based PVC made from wood residues mixed with some cork residues from the wine industry and also some recycling share from like the classic PU. And this is a very cool thing because they're going full circle to make it even more sustainable than in the materials, and that's pretty cool, and it looks nice, feels nice, so yeah, check. Then here, the dashboard, this is all the way hard, but you see this round look to make the car also more likable, so to speak. The glove box only folds down like this, simple solution for that. I like we still have a manual climate unit, so normal here to turn the knobs. That's an easy, straightforward solution, fan speed and so on. Really like that. Then you have the screen here, nothing fancy as for the software, but you usually do your software connection then with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and new digital instruments, so more to that. In the lower part you have an inductive charging pad. It's not cooled, however, 2 USB-C chargers, and pretty cool here for seat heating. Listen to that. There we go. Nice clicking sounds here. And then a massive shifting lever here and electric park brake. And you get here some cup holders. So the middle console has been updated. There's also here like the marble style material, like, but honestly, here I gotta say, yeah, that's maybe hit and miss. I know what they intended to do. They tried to make it look a little more premium, but I think that's more looking like, I don't know, some nail polish, yeah, for example, like that. But yeah, this is maybe they could have just kept it a little bit more like drawn back. Or what do you think? Driver POV, once again here with the rear buttons, and then you have these updated 7-inch digital instruments. Yeah, I think they do the job. That's fine. Then as I said, this main infotainment unit here, yeah, it's nothing special. You can watch the energy flow here also of the hybrid, for example. But yeah, usually you would...
Speed limit warnings there.
Can you
I think. Yeah.
Oh!
That's nice.
That's nice. Do it again. That is amazing. Yeah, it's great that Leah actually found out about that, because it can be annoying, like when you exceed the speed by 1 km/h, like bing, 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 bing. And Toyota so far had no shortcut to this, but Leah now found out this. No one told us actually. No one from Toyota is telling us that. But now, obviously, we found the new shortcut in the infotainment.
Very nice.
Rear seats, yes, everyone has been waiting for this moment. And you know, it's kind of a meme here that when the cars are really tiny, everyone is marking the time code to taunt me a little bit and say like 12:38, Thomas in the rear seats. Thank you so much for that again. Here, by the way, it's also funny that you have these like these rear special windows there. There we go. So, and then you have some air here in the rear, but yeah, not sure if it's that useful. There we go. This is all like budget style, definitely. But you also have the new fabric and the leatherette mix here for the rear seats. Isofix, because for child seats you can still very well use it. The space you have here, I mean, considering the exterior length, it's still good, you know, that we have to say. And yeah, you can laugh now a little bit. I mean, this is how I'm driving in the front, and I cannot really fit that well here, but consider again the length of this vehicle. So the usage of space is still good. Headroom wise, yeah, I could maybe make myself squeeze in here, but just that you get the dimensions of the vehicle.
Is there a little hole for the head? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit here, like that's the form of the exterior roof a little bit that is displayed here. Yeah, maybe because of that. I don't know. It's, I mean, it's definitely funny and cozy here, but just that you get the idea of how much space there is really. Trunk or boot at 230 liters, and yeah, I just love this hatch from the sound and that it's all glass and so on. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And then it's a funny trunk indeed. Here, this one also works vertically. That's what I want to say. Then here is 1.40 meters in width exactly, and then here the normal length, like at this area, for example, it's like 19 inches or about 50 centimeters. And then this soft cover here, there, and then it's a yeah, interesting solution how it's attached here at the sides. So you really have to work a little bit like these here are attached at the sides then each, and then you can fold these here, put them straight there. There we go. And then we can also measure the full length. And here we are at about 47 inches or 1 meters 20. And the height here about 83 centimeters or 33 inches. So overall, still very well usable. And to fold them up again, also from here, you can pull this lash again. It's just very important that you just do it halfway and then, you know, not pull it further, because then you hit this hinge here. So pull it like halfway and then grab around here. And here also you can reach it with this lash, but then just halfway and then put it in again. I'm issuing this warning for a specific reason, not that it happened to me, that I hurt my finger. And should you wonder, yes, although here it says clearly Aygo X, they call it Aygo Cross. Although it doesn't make any sense, honestly, because the Yaris Cross is written Yaris Cross and you say Yaris Cross. And also the Corolla Cross is written Corolla Cross and you say Corolla Cross. Just with the Aygo, you say Aygo Cross, but it's written Aygo X. That doesn't make any sense. Or what do you think? So very interesting and good measures here for the facelift. Yeah, I would always prefer the one with the fabric roof, of course, being a convertible lover. If you wonder, by the way, the turning circle remained the same, because although it's longer, it has longer front overhang to house the hybrid features and so on, the wheelbase has remained the same, and that's why the same turning circle. And I think visually it does the car very well that we have a little bit more front hood there. Or what do you think? And if you want to see the pre-facelift version, check it out right now. Or the hybrid, this one is also used in the Yaris Cross.